In this video, I will show you 20 easy recipes that you can make in the air fryer that you didn't know.
The first recipe I'm making is English muffin mini pizzas. First, gonna put some parchment paper into it. Next, you're gonna take your English muffins. I can fit 4 in here. We'll just put them right onto the parchment paper. I just love using any store-bought pizza sauce and just spoon it a little bit on each one. Now for my favorite part, the cheese. You can never have too much cheese on these pizzas. At least, that's my opinion. Then I love buying the little mini pepperonis to go on top. Definitely you should not be working at a pizza place. There we go. Oh my. Oh, the struggle of pepperonis is real. Our temperature is 400. Our time is 4 minutes. And we're just gonna put this baby in and push start. All right, it is done. Oh, those look so good. The next recipe is garlic Parmesan drumsticks. Now you can make these with drumsticks or you can even make them as wings, but we're making drumsticks today. Okay, you're gonna start by adding 3/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Next, 2 teaspoons of garlic, a teaspoon of pepper. We're just gonna eyeball here. You guys know I always eyeball. And then just a teaspoon of salt. 2 teaspoons of parsley, just putting in there too. And just mix that all together. And this is what we are going to dip our drumsticks or wings, whatever you're making. So we're gonna dip it in. This recipe, I'm using the air fryer and it's all preheated, ready to go. So now we're gonna take one of our drumsticks. We're gonna just roll it around in here. We want to coat the cheese and the seasonings as much as possible over the drumstick because that's what makes it taste so good. Now you have 2 options. You can leave the skin on or leave it off. It's totally up to you, but we're ready. Once they're all in, you can just push it in. 400 degrees, 12 minutes, and then just push start. And so now we're just gonna flip it over. Let's just go for about 10 more minutes. All right, when they're all done, just pull them out. Man, that looks amazing. The next recipe is called garlic roasted Parmesan Brussels sprouts. Now I love Brussels sprouts. I usually don't make them from raw, but I'm excited to see how these turn out. We're gonna start with just a bag of Brussels sprouts. Now these are ready to go. They're already rinsed and cut in half. I like using them cut in half. They cook a little bit better. I'm just gonna dump this in my bowl. Next I have about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, salt and pepper to taste, about 2 teaspoons of garlic, 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning breadcrumbs, and then about 2 or 3 tablespoons of just Parmesan. We're gonna eyeball here. Okay, and we're just gonna mix this all together. All right, I'm just gonna put some parchment paper in the bottom just to make cleanup a little bit easier. And we're just gonna dump in our Brussels sprouts. Now the trick with these is that you want to kind of have a single layer. So you're just gonna put the lid on. You're gonna push air fry. We're gonna go 400 degrees. We're gonna go for 10 minutes and check to see how it's going. And then, yeah, we'll just see how it does. All right, starting to look good. Flip it just a little bit, mix it around here. So we're gonna air fry 10 more minutes. Oh, they are looking nice and done. You can just pull them right out. You can just sprinkle them a little bit with Parmesan cheese, and then you can serve. The next recipe, we're making asparagus. So I cut up asparagus so it will fit into the air fryer, and we're just gonna put it right in. I did put parchment paper down to make my life a little bit easier. Then we're gonna spread these out a little bit. Just gonna add a little bit of olive oil. We're gonna mix that around just a little bit. So I just sprinkle on just a little bit of garlic salt, and then again, just use my fingers. We're just gonna mix that around. We're gonna spread it out the best that we can. Push the air fry button, and we're going to 400, 2 minutes, and see where it's at. Push start. Those are looking good. That's just how I like it. That is good. If you wanted to go a little longer, you could throw it in for another minute or 2, but I like it that way. The next recipe is air fryer egg rolls. All right, first you're gonna do 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. over a skillet on about low heat. We're gonna add about half a teaspoon of ginger, half a teaspoon of minced garlic, and then just add about a half a cup of celery. Then we're just gonna stir fry this for just a little bit until it's fragrant. All right, then you're gonna add about a half a pound to a pound of ground turkey or ground chicken, whatever you want. I'm using ground turkey today. Next, you're gonna add about 2 cups of coleslaw. I just like to use just a coleslaw bag. It has a little bit of carrots in it too. And then just mix that in. We're just gonna go until it's wilted. Next, you're gonna add just 3 tablespoons of oyster sauce and 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, and then 1 tablespoon of sriracha sauce. Now, if you don't wanna add a tablespoon, you don't have to, but we're making them spicy today. Then just go ahead and mix this all together. And then you're gonna add about half a cup of green onions. And we're just gonna mix these in. You don't have to cook these really. We want them a little bit more crispier so you can get that crunch with your egg roll. All right, guys, we are ready to make the egg rolls. Okay, we're just gonna add about 2 tablespoons or so of your mixture. I like to pull up 1, pull in the 2 sides, and then just kind of roll it up again. Now you can get this a little bit wet so it will stay. I just like to cook it seam side down so it doesn't go anywhere. All right, I'm gonna put parchment paper down just to make my life a little bit easier. And we're gonna start adding in the egg rolls, seam side down. So now I'm just gonna spray them with some olive oil. You can also brush it on just because they need a little bit of oil to cook, and then we'll flip them and we'll do more oil. But for now, we're just gonna do it this way. 400 degrees, we just need to go for 6 minutes. All right, we're gonna pull those out. Oh, they're looking so good. Gonna flip them all and then cook them for a little bit longer. Okay, all flipped. We're just gonna spray a little bit of olive oil on them and throw them back in for about 4 more minutes. Oh, they are done. They're looking good. Oh, you guys, that is looking amazing. Next up, mozzarella sticks. These are like a childhood favorite. So you're gonna cook it at 380 degrees for only 5 minutes. Next up is our air fryer salmon. So we're just gonna get a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, a half teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and then just 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. You guys, this smells so good. So now we're just gonna mix it all up and it's gonna go right onto our salmon. Now I love using parchment paper when I cook salmon. So we're gonna put that in the bottom 1 pound salmon. Then the best part, we're just gonna sprinkle all the seasonings right on top. Then I just like to press this in. Now I do have another secret. If you put just like chunks of butter on top, oh, it makes it taste so good. But we're going a little healthier today and we're not gonna add the butter. All right, we're gonna take this, gonna put it right into the Instant Pot. Gonna take our air fryer lid. We're gonna push air fry. We're at 400 degrees and we're just going for 10 minutes. We're gonna see how that does and push start. All right, it should be about halfway. Oh, you guys can see this. It looks so good. Oh, and it is already so tender. It just needs to cook just a little bit longer, 10 more minutes. It is all done. So when you're done, you can just pull it out. I love serving this with asparagus or even on top of rice or cauliflower rice. We're ready to make our onion rings. So I cut up our onion, had some good thick onion rings going on. So then I set up 4 different bowls. In the first bowl, we have half a cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of paprika. I like to use smoked paprika. Then a teaspoon of salt. And just go ahead and mix that together. Okay, so we're gonna have half a cup of buttermilk and 1 egg, a 1/4 cup of the flour mixture that we just made and adding it to it. And we'll just mix it all together. Bowl number 3, we have half a cup of Italian breadcrumbs, about a half a teaspoon of salt, and about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And you're just gonna mix that together with a fork. All right, so for the 4th bowl, you're just gonna take half of this panko mixture and just, yeah, put that right in. All right, first you're going to grab one of your onion rings with a fork, and we're going to put it in this mixture. So I'm just gonna kind of mix it around. It's not gonna stick too much, but that's okay. We just want it like that. Okay, let's move on to the next round. Then the next bowl, we're going to totally just dip it in, pull it back out with your fork. Then we're gonna go to the breadcrumbs, and you're just going to try and get that, as much of that to stick as possible on it. And that is it. Now I sprayed this with olive oil, and we're just going to gently press our onion ring down. Now we're going to put all the onion rings in. You can put bigger ones around smaller ones, but you just want a single layer. Now that they're done, we're gonna put them in, put the lid on. You want to push air fry. We're going to 400 degrees, and then for about 10 minutes. So we just have to push start. All right, this next recipe is one of my favorites. We call them Pazookies. If you've never heard of that, it's just a giant cookie and you serve your favorite ice cream on top. Okay, so I started with a half a cup of butter that I've kind of just been creaming together. Next, I'm gonna add half a cup of white sugar and then just a half a cup of brown sugar. Now we're just gonna beat these together until it's nice and smooth. Next, we're just gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla and then 1 egg. And then just mix that all together. Next, we're gonna add just a teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of baking soda, and 1.5 cups of flour. Then just mix it all together. And then you just add 1 cup of chocolate chips. I just have to show you something really fast. My special bin of chocolate chips that I literally eat out of all day. That's good. Next, I'm gonna spray it with cooking spray and then add just half of the cookie dough. Then I just like to press it down with my fingers. It just makes it a little bit easier for me. Now, this is actually just a 5-inch spring-form pan. It can go in your Instant Pot or your air fryer. Okay, we are ready to go. So we're gonna put this right into the air fryer. We want it at 350 degrees, and we're gonna go for 10 minutes and just see where it is. Okay. Oh, it worked, it looks so good. Oh man, that looks so good. Now the next one on my list is simple and easy nachos. So you're gonna add some chips into the bottom of your air fryer. Now you can put any toppings you want on here. I'm just gonna share with you some of my favorites. So first I'm gonna do a little layer of cheese, because you know, nachos, you need a lot of cheese, right? Then you can add some type of protein. So you can have beef, you can have chicken. I'm actually gonna add black beans. Super simple, and I usually have some just sitting around. Then one of my favorite things on nachos are banana peppers. There's a lot of other things that you can add, but now I'm just gonna finish adding the rest of the cheese. All right, once it's all pretty even, it's time to air fry. You're gonna push air fry. Temperature, we're gonna keep it 400, but we're actually just gonna go down to about a minute. We're gonna see where that takes us. Okay, after a minute, it is done. Now let's find a good chip. Oh yeah. Taste test, let's just see. Oh, that's good. Go ahead and preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Okay, once it's all preheated, go ahead and open it up and you can put in your bacon. So we're just gonna spread them out. I did cut these in half. They used to be a lot bigger, just to make my life a little bit easier, so we can put in as many as we can. Then we're just gonna close it up and cook it. Okay, so we're gonna push the bacon button. It's gonna go for 8 minutes. Go ahead and push start. Okay, so we're about halfway through. Oh, it's looking good. I personally don't think we need to flip it. We're gonna let it finish cooking because I like it crispy. Okay, our 8 minutes is up. Let's see how it looks. Oh, it looks great. All right, bacon taste test. So for this recipe, I'm using sourdough bread, a little bit of butter that I've melted, and some American cheese. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do is butter one side of my bread. Then I like to add a few pieces of cheese because we like our grilled cheese nice and cheesy. Okay, then we're just gonna flip on the tops and butter the tops. Then I'm gonna use the air fryer lid today for this one. You can use your normal air fryer too. And we're just gonna put the sandwiches right in. Go ahead and just put this right into your Instant Pot. And go ahead and put on your air fryer lid. Okay, so we're gonna air fry at 360 degrees for just 3 minutes. All right, this is all done. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so one side is cooked, so we're just gonna pull this out real quick so we can flip them. I'm just gonna use some tongs, get in there. Oh, nice. Oh, it's starting to get nice and cheesy. So we're just gonna cook these a little bit longer, like 3 to 5 minutes. We'll check it in 3. All right, this should be done. Let's pull it up and look at it. Oh yeah, it is looking good. All right, let's just pull these out. It looks so good. That is a good grilled cheese. So all you need for this one is hot dogs, hot dog buns, and I'm adding some cheese to mine. Okay, so first I want to brown up my buns because I like them like that. Okay, so you're just gonna open up your buns and put them just right in the base of your air fryer. Then this is where I like to add the cheese. Then you're just gonna place this in. Okay, so we're gonna cook it at 390 for only 2 minutes because we just want them a little crusty. Okay, buns are done. Those are looking so good. Okay, we're just gonna set these out so we can cook our hot dogs. Okay, now it's the hot dog time. I'm just gonna stick these all in because my kids will eat them all. And my husband, and okay, me too. All right, then we're gonna stick these in. Cook them for 390. And then we are going down to just 3 minutes. Let's check out these hot dogs. Oh, those look much better. All right, then you just add all your favorite toppings. We're just going basic today with some ketchup and mustard. So for this recipe is you need a pre-cooked bacon. We already cooked it, so we're gonna use it in this recipe. A little bit of cheese, some broccoli. I like to use garlic salt and a little bit of olive oil. Okay, so we're just gonna put the broccoli in a bowl right now and add our olive oil. You just wanna get the olive oil all around the broccoli because we don't want it to burn. This will help it not burn so bad. Then I'm just gonna add some garlic salt because it's my favorite with roasted broccoli. Go ahead and mix that all together. Now I'm just gonna add my cheese, so I have about a half cup of cheese here, and then about 3 pieces of bacon. Now we're almost ready to cook it. All right, let's put it in. Okay, so whether you have an air fryer lid or a normal air fryer, it's the same time and temperature, so we're gonna use the air fryer lid right now. So I'm gonna put in the little basket that comes with the air fryer lid, and then I'm gonna just dump in my broccoli mixture. Make sure I want my cheese on the top, and you're just gonna spread it around a little bit. Okay, go ahead and put on your lid. We're gonna air fry. We're gonna go to 400 degrees. And then we wanna cook it for about 5 minutes. Okay, let's check on this broccoli. All right, let's pull this out. Oh, it's looking and smelling so good. Okay, time for the taste test. That's good broccoli. Steak cut up into bite-sized pieces. Then we have minced garlic, salt and pepper, Italian seasoning, and some olive oil. Okay, so I threw the meat in there just to make life easier. Then we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of olive oil, about a ½ teaspoon of salt, about a 4 teaspoon of pepper, and then 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Then we have about 3 or so cloves of minced garlic. Then we're just gonna mix that all together. Okay, and we're just gonna pour this right into the bottom of the air fryer. Spread it out so it's a single layer. Then we're just gonna put this in. We're gonna push the steak button. So that makes it 400 degrees for 6 minutes. Let's try it out. Okay, so we're gonna check the inside here. I'm guessing we still have a little ways to go. We want it to be about 145, so we're gonna just do these for a little bit longer, mix them around a little bit. let's cook these for another 3 minutes or so and we'll go from there. Okay, while that's finishing up, we're gonna make some yummy butter. So I have a fourth of a cup of melted butter ready to go here. Then we have a half teaspoon of thyme, half teaspoon of rosemary, and then a whole teaspoon of parsley. And we're just gonna mix that up. All right, set this aside and we'll check on the steak. Okay, this is all done. Let's give this a check. We'll do this, dude. Perfect, that's looking great. Okay, let's dump these out and add the butter. All right, then I'm just gonna dump on my butter and seasoning. Let's mix this all up. Well, obviously my dog wants some too, but time for sample. There we go. Much better steak. For this is some little Hershey's chocolates, marshmallows, and graham crackers. So first you just want to take your marshmallows and put them right on top of the graham crackers. Then these are gonna go in the air fryer. All right, just placing them very carefully. You don't want the marshmallows to fall. Okay, we're ready. Let's stick this in. Okay, so our temperature, we're going to go to 390, and then our time, we're gonna go to 5 minutes. I like them a little golden brown, so that's why we're doing 5. Okay, let's check these. Holy! I don't even know where to begin. Oh my word. Okay, well that didn't work out as well as I'd planned. Change of plans, we're trying it for 2 minutes. I couldn't remember how long I had done it before, so 2 minutes this time. All right, let's see how it goes. Oh, it's hilarious, they like wiggle, but those look so much better. It's funny, I made them in my air fryer lid. They didn't move like this, so we're just gonna gently roll them back on. There we go, okay, we're still counting it as a win. So now I'm just gonna put the chocolate right on the marshmallow. We're just gonna let it sit there a little bit and it will melt. All right. That is gooey. And you just have to put the tops on, that's the most important part. It's a good looking s'more.
So the ingredients you're going to need is potatoes. I've got 1 kg of Maris Piper potatoes, which I'm using today. Now, Maris Pipers are really good. They're an all-rounder. They're soft and fluffy from the inside when cooked, and with the fries they're going to be perfect because they're going to be crunchy on the outside and we want it to be soft and fluffy on the inside. Now, if you don't have these, you can also use King Edward potatoes. They're also really good for fries and chips, and I've peeled them and I've chopped them into fries like that, and they're approximately ½ an inch thick. Now, just bear in mind that if you do cut them slightly thicker, then they'll just take a little longer to cook, but they're soaking in cold water at the moment. And I've got here 2 tablespoons of corn flour, which I sifted. Now, this is what's going to give that crispy, crunchy exterior. If you don't have the corn flour, you can use rice flour as well. That'll work perfectly fine. I've got here 1½ tablespoons of oil. I'm using an olive oil blend. You can use any neutral oil that you wish. And to season the fries, I've got some spices here. I've got 1 teaspoon of salt, ground black pepper and cumin seeds. I've got here ½ teaspoon of garlic granules and smoked paprika, and I've got ½ teaspoon of regular chili powder, which is going to add a really nice kick to the fries. If you want them less spicy, then leave the chili powder out. If you want it more spicier, go ahead and add more chili powder, or you can also add dried chili flakes. You also need a clean tea towel, so let's start cooking. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pat dry our fries, and I've drained off the water and I've got my tea towel laid out here. So just pop your chips on and then just make sure they're all nicely dry, and just wipe the inside of the bowl as well so it's not wet, and then just transfer them back into the bowl again, and they should be nice and dry. And the first thing we're going to add is our sifted corn flour. So just add that in, half at first, like that. And then pick your bowl up and just shake the chips around. And then go back in again and just add more in like that. Move them around so they're nicely coated, which they are. And now I'm going to add the oil. Just drizzle that over. And again, just give it a shake. And into the bowl that had the corn flour, I'm just going to add all these ingredients in, like that. Just give everything a mix. And then just sprinkle that on, like that. Again, pick it up, give it a mix. Add more of the seasoning until we use it all up. There we are. Right, just set these aside, and I'm now going to bring my air fryer and we're going to preheat that. And now we're going to preheat the air fryer at 190 degrees C. So we'll come back once it's ready. Okay, so the air fryer has preheated and it's ready, and I'm going to take my fries and just add them all in like that. Right, so all those fries fit into my air fryer. I do have a large capacity on this air fryer. If you have a smaller air fryer, just batch cook them. And we're going to turn it on now, and we're going to cook this at 190 for 20 minutes. So I'm just going to set the timer. Right, before I start cooking this, I just want to mention 20 minutes of cooking time, but at every 5-minute intervals, we're going to remove the basket and we're going to shake the fries around. That's going to give even cooking to the fries, so they're going to be nice and crispy all over. So at 15 minutes, I'm going to remove the basket. Then again at 10, I'm going to remove the basket. And then again at 5, I'm going to remove the basket and then let it cook for the final 5-minute cook. So I'm going to start it now, and then at 15 minutes, we're going to shake the basket. It's been 5 minutes that the fries have been cooking away, so it's time for the first shake. I'm just going to pause it and I'm going to shake the chips. Now, what you want to do is you want to just toss them so all the ones from the bottom come to the top, like that. And then do that very quickly and then pop them back in again, like that. start it off and then wait for the next 5 minutes. So 10 minutes in and time to give the fries the second shake. Right, okay, so 15 minutes in and now the final shake. There it goes. Shake around like that. So the 20-minute timer is up. The fries are ready. Now I'm going to show you how they look. And that is how they look. Now, if you like your fries like this, oh, they're very, very hot, then they're perfectly cooked, ready to eat. I like mine a little crispier. So all I'm going to do is pop them back into the air fryer and cook them for a further 5 minutes at 190. So total cooking time for my crispier fries is going to be 25 minutes. So I'm just going to do that. And I'll show you how they look once they're done. The last 5 minutes of cooking is over, and now to show you guys, just look how wonderful these masala fries look.
First, you're just gonna take the salmon out. I like to put it onto a cutting board, and we're gonna let it rest there for just a few minutes. Okay, while it's sitting here, we're actually gonna pull it to the side, and we're going to make the yummy apricot sauce. So the first ingredient you're gonna use is apricot jam. I'm very lucky because my mother-in-law makes delicious homemade one, but if you don't have homemade, you can just use store-bought. So we're gonna add about a 1/4 cup of the jam into your bowl. Next up is the soy sauce. So you just need 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Next is ginger. I love buying the tube of ginger because it lasts a lot longer. So we just need 2 teaspoons of ginger here. And this stuff is pretty strong, so we're not gonna do exactly 2, but close enough. Then just 1 teaspoon or so of garlic. Now the last ingredient, it's supposed to be honey mustard, but I forgot honey mustard. So we're just gonna do honey because I love homemade honey. This is actually from our farmer's market. So we need about 1.5 tablespoons of honey mustard, but it will still work with just plain honey. And just mix it all together. All right, our salmon's been sitting out for a little bit. So we're actually just gonna press all the water out because we don't want any extra liquid in our salmon. All right, oh, it's looking so good. Now in cooking salmon, it's best to just have this open. You don't wanna put foil down or anything. The problem is that I have skin on the back of my salmon, and so we're gonna spray some olive oil just so it won't stick to the bottom of this because cleaning skin is the worst off your air fryer. And go ahead and put our salmon down. We're gonna put half the apricot glaze into a different bowl for later. With the rest of the glaze, we're going to gently just put it on. It is gonna be so good. All right, go ahead and put your air fryer in. We're gonna push the power button. We wanna stay at 350 and we're actually only gonna cook it 15 minutes. So go ahead and push power. Okay, so we have about a minute left, but I just wanna check just to make sure we're doing okay. So you want the internal temperature to be about 145. Oh, and we're way above it. We are like in the 60s. Okay, guys, we've cooked it way too long. So I would say go about 13 minutes and check. This is also some thin salmon. Okay, we're just gonna let this rest for about a minute or 2 while I hurry and get everything ready. All right, we wanna pull this out because we don't want it to cook anymore because the salmon will actually continue to cook as it sits. So we wanna pull it out of the heat. All right, and then I wanna take a little bit more of the spread. Don't worry, I washed this and I used the other bowl. I love the apricot stuff on top. So we're just gonna add a little bit more and just let it, soak in. Now you can eat it just like that, just plain, but I wanna show you my most favorite way to eat it. All right, so I have my Ritz cracker. I have some whipped cream cheese. So I'm gonna put the cream cheese right on the cracker. And then you just put the salmon on top. There we go. You guys, this is my favorite. Highly recommend.
If you love air fryer recipes, then grab a copy of the Lazy Student's Air Fryer Cookbook. The ebook contains 150 simple and quick budget meals that anyone can make. The download link is in the description below. Have a great day and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel.